This is where golf sucks us all in. It gets you to focus on things that are out of your control.
It looks like I did, but I didn't. And I think there's a couple of things because, again, if I would have really truly stuck that, a couple of other things that we didn't talk about during this process, in my mind, in my process, have to happen.
Step 1, you got to be prepared. You got to have a plan. Step 2, you got to get more internally silent so we don't bring the coach onto the playing field. And then step 3, you got to be able to execute something, one thing that's under your control. If you've heard it once, you've heard it 1,000 times. You gotta have a routine. Well, the truth is we hear this so much that routine may be cliche and people don't actually know what that means. So Justin, we had a pretty fascinating conversation earlier about your routine, and I love how you were talking about it when we were chatting. So I'd love it if you'd show everybody what your routine is, and then we can talk about it on the back end to see if it's effective and it's helping you play your best golf. Perfect. Sound like a deal? So where would you start? So we're out here on the tee box. To get ready to play your best, what would you do?
Okay, come out to the tee box, obviously. If I'm up, go put the ball on the ground, make sure it's at the level that I want, and I start to look at the hole and kind of pick my target. As I do that, I then get my grip ready, kind of visualize the shot, take one half practice swing, come up, dress the ball. Same situation. See that tree I want to hit to, visualize the swing to get it there, step up to the ball, and then hit.
Very good. Now, would you do all that without talking us through it so we can see what it would look like? So show us. So you just told us.
Okay.
Now show us. Cool?
Cool.
Okay, pretty good, pretty good. So I would say that your actions really aligned or look like what you were talking about. So my question is were you able to keep that visual of what you wanted the ball to do in mind throughout? Or does it go away? You talked about it. I'm wondering how far into that process you actually brought that.
All the way until the ball just didn't kind of want to come back a little bit. But I did feel that I hit all of the stops on the way, where I thought about all the little things that I think about. And of course, we've talked with you guys before about pre-shot routine and how many different things I was thinking about. But I felt like I accomplished the goal that I wanted to because it refocused me really.
Yeah, so that was pretty good. So we would say that you thought about a plan, you had a plan. So that would be the first step. What we would like to do is show you basically a different approach where you can clarify what those steps are. So any good routine is ultimately about being prepared. And then once you're prepared, you're coaching yourself back here behind the ball. Then you would have to start the process of getting more silent. That's why I asked you to do it rather than talk about it. So oftentimes when people come see us at B Golf, there's a lot too much internal chatter or thinking going on as they're walking into and over the ball. And then lastly, you would have to have one thing that you're going to execute, whether it's the tempo or finishing fast or finishing to your finish, whatever that may be. You have to call a play to be prepared and then execute that. Do you want to see what a basic run through of that could look like?
Absolutely.
All right, very good. You got another ball? I got one for you. Bam.
Thanks.
There you go. All right, so we'll see if this, I know we haven't talked about this as much, but
Sure.
let's do it now. So if you were to tell me, well, first thing to be prepared is telling me what you want the ball to do. So in this case, tell me exactly what you want the ball to do.
I want the ball to go towards that far right bunker, potentially with a little draw to help with the wind.
Very good. So mostly you wanted to go to that far right bunker with some draw to offset for the wind.
Well, it'll go with the wind.
To go with the wind, I apologize. Yes, sir. Very good. So I see what you see. That's perfect. That's the first step. You have to be very clear on what you want the ball to do. Secondly, Justin, I would want to know what one thing will you commit to doing when you get in there, buddy? What one thing are you going to put your attention on?
Making sure that I hit a straight-ish ball.
Very good.
It's like the one thing that I would be thinking about.
Very good. So here's where it gets a little sticky. The problem with that is that hitting a straight ball isn't necessarily under your control. So the routine or the process goes not as good as when we get away from things that are under our control. So I would say that this has to be about you. The one thing you're about to go do would have to be about you only you, because we know for sure you want the ball to go in the fairway. You're not going to forget. We know that's what you're after.
Right.
So if I ask you again, what one thing will you do to get what you want? What would you say?
I'm going to try again. I'm going to make sure I finish at my target.
That's one thing.
That's the only thing that I can control. Anything from there to there is, but if I finish, I feel like I have a good chance.
Now we have a plan. This is outstanding. Yeah, he nailed it. He aced it.
All right.
I'll need a little coaching. So now if you feel like you want to rehearse that, you can do that. If you feel like you don't need to rehearse that, what I would say is the next step is how are you going to get more quiet so you're not bringing the coach or all that chatter onto the playing field? What would you say helps get you more internally silent?
Again, some people, and I would be one of them, kind of a creature of habit. I like that I can calm myself with this little process.
That's great.
So that would be what I would say. I wouldn't necessarily do anything different because I still think that's what I need to remember. I'm playing golf because, again, this is the 16th hole, for an example. Played a lot of golf, had a lot of jokes, spent a lot of time not golfing. So trying to lock back in, I need my process.
Very good. So you're going to decide you're going to finish the landing. And then once you make that decision, you're going to flow in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then during the swing, you're only going to focus on finishing the swing?
Correct.
Sticking the landing?
Sticking the landing.
Show us what you got. But
All right,
execute that plan. All right. So did you stick the landing?
No.
You did not.
No.
It looks like everybody. It looks like you did.
It looks like I did, but I didn't. And I think there's a couple of things because, again, if I would have really truly stuck that, a couple of other things that we didn't talk about during this process, in my mind, in my process, have to happen.
Yeah, fair enough. So this is one thing that you can focus on is, can you hold yourself accountable to a procedure or a plan? A lot of people call that routine. So once you saw the ball go a little bit to the right, your attention immediately went to the outcome and not what you were doing here. Is that true and fair to say?
Sure.
Very good. So this is where golf sucks us all in. It gets you to focus on things that are out of your control and gets you farther away from doing the plan that you know does work. And then that's how we would define a routine. We call it a procedure in our book. So step one, you got to be prepared. You got to have a plan. Step two, you got to get more internally silent so we don't bring the coach onto the playing field. And then step three, you got to be able to execute something, one thing that's under your control. And then the art of the deal is holding yourself accountable to that. Because once you put your foot on that first tee, that is the best you can do. So we hope this helps you. Justin, you were fantastic. Thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks.